Oh, there's so much wisdom out there outside of the church, and we don't need to be scared of accessing that, I think. Because everyone out there is looking for God if He's real. So, yeah, amazing. And so the thing I loved about that talk is, in parallel to musicians and singers and sound techs, is that if we think that, say, playing the notes on a bass guitar in the right speed and the right time, at the right position is our job, we're crazy. Like it is, absolutely. Whatever your instrument is, that's important. But it's such a small part of it. It's the part we focus on sometimes, especially when it's new to us. If we're not very competent, then it's 90% of our focus is going on getting the right notes, and that's okay. But there's so much more to the actual role we have, and I have people ask me, I'd love to worship lead, and I say, you do worship lead. Like everybody who's up there is worship leading, and everybody, let's say it's not my week this week, I'm not singing, I'm relaxing, I'm just going to enjoy church, and I'm just going to sit back and chat or something. Well, I'm not worship leading there, am I? I'm challenged by my own convictions and standards. So what am I like when I'm not playing or singing? Am I focused? Am I just as excited, or am I faking it for the stage or something? And I think it's good to have those self-analyses going on. And so I think musicianship and the technical ability is obviously very important. And I was talking to Mark about this. I said we've got about 51 musicians now involved in 8 bands. Yeah, in less than 12 months we've gone, from the whole a group of people to a lot of good things happening. I've got 3 new people I've got to try and integrate. Who've turned up in the last 2 weeks. Which is fantastic. And so, there's lots of great things going on around the music. God's obviously interested in it as a vehicle. 20% of the active members of the church are in the music team, and then there's their partners, friends. So we have a huge influence over the life of our church and the body of the church, really. And so I was talking to Mark. I said, what do I do when we get 300 people who want to be on the roster? How many bands can I make? We've got 8 at the moment. And he said, 50. And he's got great vision. He's like, why can't we say to every church in Canberra, we'll send you out a band when you need one? And I'm like, okay, cool. I think it work. Okay, fine, what great vision. But also I'm thinking that, how do I work out who can be in a band and not? And I don't think it's going to be on the technical skill level. It is important, of course. We have to be able to bring a gift is something, but we are the gift. And it's more about this sort of stuff, I think, that is the qualifier and disqualifier for us, and how we give our best. If we are true disciples of Christ, then music is just another thing we're true disciples of Christ in. And it shows. And so we want to pursue Him with our heart, as well as the gifts that He's given us. And so some of the points from Barry's talk was, about giving our best, using our skills to serve people. Not Mark, of course he's our leader, but serving the people who come, the people who are touched by, focusing on God, by experiencing something of Him one day. That's what our abilities are there for. Knowing how to improvise in situations like with Jake, changing his practice to keep his team going really well. I think that's really exciting. Knowing when to make the exceptions to things, when people, I'm not going to stand around, no, you can't do this because you did this, and, that's just not it. It's about encouraging people and developing yourself. Getting to know people, when you are on stage, whether you're a shy person or an outgoing person, it's profile, and you can step off that stage and walk up to someone and go, hey, I haven't met you before, and I did that a few months ago. Oh, hi, I haven't met you before. Are you new here? They said, I've heard you speak twice at the church. I thought, oh, crap, I've been here 6 months at least then. Don't speak that often. And I just said, look, I'm really sorry that I haven't met you before this. And they're like, no, that's fine. And I just went, well, better now than later, right? In another 6 months. And it was, nice to meet you. What do you do? And, naturally I probably would prefer to do that, but I thought, no, you've got this great opportunity for people to go, oh wow, oh, that was really nice, that guy up there came and spoke to me, I feel special. I mean, that's what we really want, isn't it? And so, encouraging people to, as soon as you finish practice, you finish whatever, go and chat with someone, apart from someone and that sort of thing. Having that mind of of people outside of our immediate sphere, doing things different, taking risks. We can play it safe. We can try new things and fail. We can learn from that. And I guarantee when you fail, you learn more because you're like, oh my gosh, okay, why didn't that work? Why was that song combination just hard? Why weren't the people getting into it? Or what was, I just didn't feel connected. What was going on there? And just learning through this sort of stuff. It's a great motivator. Failure, and we've got to be allowed to, and that's okay. Even like I think I've been doing music for been involved, 20 years, on and off. And every time you get up there, even when you have a fantastic day and everything goes right, I still walk away going, you could do that, and there's always something to learn, which is fantastic. It's not boring. It's continually going on. And being mentored by wise teachers, I think this is really important too. Having heroes. People that, and I've always been that kind of person, even from way back in the day. Someone would say something, like Nikki would say something, I go, I like that, I'm going to take that, and that's going to be one of my sayings now. And, that guy, yeah, I'm going to take that, and just integrating, and being someone who's interested in change and growth. That's why I listen to, secular and Christian podcasts, because as I get older, I can feel myself getting set in my ways, and I'm determined not to, reach my limit yet. If I've reached my limit, God might as well take me now. I'm done. I've grown to as much as I ever can, and I've done everything I can for Him. I should go to heaven and be with Him. Fantastic. That'd be unreal. I could do that. But no, I think there's more. And I'm in a bit of a bet with God to try and use all the things He's put into me while I'm here. So yeah, I think developing this above a list of to-dos and don'ts as a musician or a singer. So, I think roles above rules every time. And so, giving your best and doing it for other people. So, I think it's really important to know why we do what we do. And that's part of that. Like, caring for people, obviously. And I think it's just interpreting the vision of what we're all about. I asked Rosa before I picked on her, and she said, do you know what the vision for the church is, our church? And she was kind of, I suppose on Sundays under the logo there's a few words. Anyone know what they are?
Equip,
yeah.
transform,
And there's a release.
and release.
Yeah.
Or could transform and release.
Yeah.
I could have said the old ones, yes. And I would
Yeah, it's very similar.
Actually, no, I do remember seeing those words.
Gather.
Gather.
Yeah. And so, I guess that and this word really sums up Mark Raymond. And so, the church's mission is Matthew 28:18, go into all the world, make disciples of all, disciplined followers, disciples of all nations, baptize them, teach them everything I've taught you, and I will be with you, I've got the power, I'll be with you. And so transformation is really Mark's, word, I think, that sums him up. And so that will always be the sort of the flavour of any church that he's running, because it's kind of through his filter that you get it, which is cool. Phil Pringle has a message of faith. Mark has a message all about transformation, and so really it's about drawing people to God, training them, teaching to be disciples, and giving them opportunities to get out there and go for it. And so really transformation is about people receiving Christ, being filled with the power and transformed. And so, everything that's sort of going on around here, I think, is really involved with that. Nikki with the training, all the different things. So it's really exciting. But understanding this vision and understanding where Mark's brain's at really makes serving and singing and things really easy. And back when New Gen was running, and Mark would send out a letter every week or every 2 weeks. He never wrote them. I always wrote them. Okay, so I'd write the letter thinking what would Mark say and what's going on this week. And I'd show it to him and he'd go, no, I wouldn't use that word or that word, so I'd change them and send them out. And because it was all about understanding and serving someone else, and that gave me opportunity to do things. And when we had our national youth conferences, it was the same thing. Oh, John, can you design the brochures for it? Sure, what do you want to say? I don't know, you work it out. What? You know, okay, fine. So you'd work it out, but anyway, you'd say, okay, what is his vision and where are we going and what's God saying to me about it? And, you know, it's interpreting that vision. And I remember years ago when I first started coming to this church, I joined the Bible college, you know, one night a week, and we went out to Harden near Gas. We went out there was a youth group or something, and so a few of us gave out testimonies and someone preached and a whole bunch of kids gave their lives to Jesus. It was really cool, and all the parents, it was a great night, everyone was really excited. And then afterwards, you know, the parents are having cups of tea and talking, and you know, the kids are running around outside, and I sort of thought, oh, maybe we could play Spotlight. And all the kids were like, yeah, and the parents were like, yeah, go for it, go outside and play Spotlight. And I went, oh, okay, and they went, there's a dolphin torch in one of the vans. So I ran out, got the dolphin torch, cool, okay guys, go and play Spotlight. Turned the torch on and went, oh. It was like, you know, when you just see a little bit of light in it. And I went, oh man. And I stopped and thought, I really thought this was a good idea. And I reckon, you know, we've had a great night tonight, good things have happened. I reckon God will be into this. You know, I was interpreting what I thought he was like, what God was like. And I said, I don't know why, I just said, hey guys, let's pray for the torch, we need to recharge it so we can play. And so they, oh yeah, all excited. So we prayed for it. Cool, turned it on, and it was brighter. And I'm like, it's fantastic. And I went, it's actually not. It's all right. I went, and we need more guys, let's pray again. Okay, pray it again, turned it on, same. I'm like, all right guys, I'll be back in a minute. So I went inside. Dave, who was our adult leader at the time. Dave, we want to play Spotlight, but the torch was flat, so we prayed for the torch and it got brighter, but it's not bright enough, can you pray for it? And he's like, yeah, no worries. And all the parents there go, you know, oh, this is really cute. And he goes, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. And thanks, ran out, and we played Spotlight. Yeah, you know, and it was just this thing of, you know, yeah, I've got to be cool with that. I think, yeah. We didn't pray about it to see if it was His will, and we just thought, oh yeah, it's just interpreting what we believe and having a go, and the power of the Holy Spirit was there to back us up, you know, to a degree. And I think there was something, and maybe there was a witness there for the adults too. I don't know, but it was just like that's a great way to live. Just finding the opportunities in life and the problems, and going, yeah, I think you've got to be into that. You know, let's have a go and see if He backs us up. You know, if He doesn't, well, you know, we can play, you know, Murder in the Dark instead of Spotlight. I don't know, you know, okay. And I find it's like that. Like many times I'll be thinking, God, you know, what songs should I pick for, you know, Sunday in a few weeks' time, and I'll hear the songs on Sunday. Oh man, I love that one. Jake did that. I love that one. Yeah. And I'll, yeah, what's going to work? And it's just interpret. Oh, you know, what do you know? Like I'll often put worship, you know, really, really intense stuff in the first couple of songs. You know, before the announcements, before whatever. And I don't have any rules about that particularly, but it doesn't normally happen like that. But I just like stuff it. You know, like last 2 weeks ago, I didn't have a very good practice, and I got to Sunday morning. I said, we're going to can that new song. It's not working. I'm not happy with it. Let's do this song. We'll go into that worship song, and then you guys can do it again after the word. And you know, really, can we do that? Yeah, of course we can do that. Why can't we do that? What? Do the same thing twice? Yeah. Well, I'm cool with it. Do you want to be stressed out all the time? No? Okay, let's do it. And we did it. And it was actually great. It sounded better than I thought it would be. And it's like, okay, it's just interpreting, you know, what does God want? What's going to work well with Mark? And what, you know, because we're here to facilitate, you know, what he's doing and be a part of the exciting stuff that's happening.